400 meals, minus 10 degrees, 40 minutes to serve everyone. In the snowbound world of Japan's winter exercises, survival isn't about toughness, it's about systems. Here, cold exposes every shortcut, and only tightly engineered logistics keep the line moving and the soldiers alive. So what does it really take to feed an army when improvisation fails? At minus 20 degrees Celsius, the limits of both machines and bodies are set by physics, not determination. Batteries that power radios and navigation devices lose nearly a third of their capacity, dropping signal strength by up to 10 decibels. Lubricants inside generators and vehicles double in thickness, straining starter motors and increasing the risk of mechanical failure. Even simple tasks, turning a key or igniting a burner, require more energy and time as moving parts resist the cold. Radios, essential for coordination and safety, suffer from weakened transmission. Antenna modules must be kept warm by hand or with heated covers to prevent sudden communication blackouts. Every checklist begins with a warning. Nothing can be assumed to work as it does at room temperature. For the human body, the penalties are just as strict. At rest, a soldier burns through about 2,400 calories a day. In this environment, basal metabolic rate climbs by at least 15 to 20%, even before accounting for movement. Marching, shoveling snow, or maintaining equipment drives daily energy needs above 3,800 calories, sometimes reaching 4,500 or more. Shivering alone can add an extra 300 calories per hour if clothing or shelter is inadequate. Without constant intake of high-density food, weight loss and fatigue set in quickly, eroding performance and judgment. The body's demand for heat never relents. Every skipped meal or delayed rest multiplies risk. Equipment checks are relentless. Battery warmers and synthetic lubricants are standard issue, not optional upgrades. Before dawn, generator blocks are preheated, and every vehicle is inspected for signs of oil thickening or fuel gelling. Radios are issued with backup power modules and spare crystal oscillators, while antenna systems are fitted with insulation to guard against the cold's silent sabotage. These routines are not overcautious. They are the minimum required to keep the system running. In this setting, improvisation is a liability. The cold strips away any margin for error, exposing shortcuts and punishing lapses. Sustaining 400 soldiers is not a matter of pushing through discomfort, but of anticipating every mechanical and biological vulnerability. Here, the problem of nutrition is inseparable from the problem of keeping machines and bodies operational. The environment dictates the menu, the schedule, and the maintenance log. Every calorie delivered and every watt conserved is a product of systems designed to withstand the non-negotiable demands of winter. Every calorie delivered to a soldier in winter is the result of deliberate calculation and system discipline. The kitchen leader and nutrition officer work in tandem, translating metabolic math into operational throughput. Their target is clear. Each person must receive between 3,200 and 4,500 kilocalories per day, adjusted for temperature, activity, and duration in the field. The menu is not built for comfort or variety, but for energy density and metabolic efficiency. Carbohydrates make up 55% of the intake, fueling shivering and movement. Protein accounts for 1/4, preserving muscle during long hours of exertion. Fats, at 20 to 35%, supply slow-burning heat, with the ratio rising as temperatures fall or activity surges. Preparation begins before sunrise. 2 field kitchens, each mounted on a 1-ton trailer, come online as the kitchen leader checks water levels, fuel status, and generator function. 6 electric rice cookers and a deep fat fryer operate at full capacity. The first batch of rice, enough for 200, is ready in 18 minutes. Protein and vegetables are cooked in parallel, using synchronized timers to minimize idle time. In performance trials, 420 hot meals are prepared in 85 minutes, with insulated trays loaded and dispatched to forward positions before the food can cool below safe serving temperature. The process is methodical. Water heating, rice cooking, protein and vegetable preparation, then rapid plating and distribution. Every step is logged, every batch weighed and timed. Rations are engineered for the environment. A standard winter pack contains cooked rice, freeze-dried protein bars, condensed milk, dried fruit and nuts, and energy gels. After the 2020 Kamikawa exercise revealed an average energy deficit of 15%, high-fat heat bars were added to the midday ration. Intake is tracked by the nutrition officer using portable scales and field questionnaires. When leftovers exceed 10% or a soldier's recorded intake falls below 80% of target, a supplemental meal called zokashoku is authorized, often in the form of a bag of nuts or an extra rice pouch. If a 20% deficit is detected, the officer raises the fat content of the next day's pack, ensuring energy density climbs without increasing meal bulk. This system leaves little to chance. The kitchen is not a place for improvisation. It is a node in a logistical network calibrated to meet the physiological demands of cold weather operations. The energy supply is secured not by individual effort, but by adherence to doctrine and relentless monitoring. With calories delivered on schedule, the groundwork is set for the next critical routines: structured rest and uncompromising hygiene, each as essential to survival as the food itself. Sleep is regulated with the same rigor as meal delivery. Each soldier is assigned to a 16-hour cycle, structured into 6 hours of guard or patrol, 6 hours of primary rest, and 4 hours for personal tasks or training. The schedule is enforced by the logistics sergeant, who updates duty rosters and monitors compliance through actigraphy bands. These wearable devices record sleep duration and quality, with nightly uploads to the central log for fatigue analysis. The data is not just archived, it informs immediate adjustments. If a squad's rest drops below the standard, micro-rest intervals of 15 minutes are inserted into their personal time, and leadership is notified to review shift assignments. Rest happens in insulated pods, each rated for -30 degrees and equipped with electric heating pads drawing power from the field kitchen generator. The pods are clustered in groups of 8 to 10, forming a network of low-profile shelters. Each pod is checked for seal integrity and heating function before occupation. The system reduces cumulative cold exposure, limits the risk of hypothermia, and preserves cognitive performance. After a lapse in the 2020 Kamikawa drill led to a measurable drop in vigilance and 2 cases of mild hypothermia, the 6-hour guard limit became non-negotiable, and pod inspections were added to the checklist. Sanitation is managed by a dedicated crew operating the cold-resistant latrine module. This insulated unit maintains internal temperatures around 5 degrees, preventing waste from freezing and enabling safe use for up to 30 personnel over 2 days. Hand washing stations use reheated water and anti-freeze soap, while portable electric dryers reduce residual moisture, a known frostbite risk. Every 4 hours, infrared scans check skin temperature on exposed areas, and any reading below 30 degrees triggers a rapid heat gel pack intervention and a temporary reassignment to a heated post. Logs from these checks are uploaded to the medical system, allowing for early detection of trends before they escalate. These routines, invisible to outsiders, are the guardrails that keep minor issues from becoming operational failures. When the magnitude 6.6 Eastern Eburi earthquake struck Hokkaido in September 2018, the winter field kitchen systems already positioned for training became the backbone of emergency relief. Within 3 hours of arrival at the Atsuma Evacuation Center, kitchen crews prepared 1,200 hot meals, each portion calculated to deliver the necessary calories for both civilians and exhausted responders. By the end of the second day, output climbed to 3,500 meals per day, with field kitchens operating in synchronized cycles and fuel resupply arriving at 6 a.m. to prevent any lapse in service. The system's endurance hinged on a single metric: a 150-liter diesel tank could sustain continuous kitchen operation for just 7 hours. Every resupply missed meant a real risk of cold meals, or worse, no meals at all. To keep the fuel flowing, logistics teams installed inline electric heaters on each fuel hose, raising line temperature by 10 degrees and eliminating the gelling that had stalled earlier disaster responses. The disaster response liaison embedded at the municipal command post tracked fuel and food inventory in real time, coordinating with local agencies through a shared logistics dashboard. This ensured that every calorie, every liter of fuel, and every ration pack was accounted for and delivered where it was needed most. Morale, too, was measured and monitored. In post-relief surveys, 87% of soldiers and evacuees rated the availability of hot meals as critical to their well-being. Private Hiroshi Saito, reflecting on the first night, wrote that when the temperature hit -25, the first steaming bowl of rice lifted his spirits instantly. In these moments, the difference between a functioning system and a failed one is not measured by individual heroics, but by the reliability of fuel chains, the discipline of resupply, and the ability to scale up under pressure. Operational resilience in extreme cold is measured in calories, schedules, and checklists, not in acts of grit. As global disasters grow less predictable, the systems that keep 400 soldiers fed and functional become templates for civilian survival. Discipline in logistics remains the quiet margin between order and collapse.